From news and views, issues and opportunities, we'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to join the exchange because your business is our business.
Mass transportation, health, education, and subsidy for the poor. These need funding, and most of it out of our taxes. It's that time of year when the government expects millions of wage earners and thousands of companies to pay taxes, but a number of our kababayans are still clueless on how to settle their dues. Among them, employees who switch to freelancing or jump-started their own businesses. This means authorities have a lot of catching up to raise tax collection, including public information, digitization of processes, and stricter enforcement of rules. And could you possibly be missing out on money? Know how you can claim your benefits from an insurance company in our C-Suite Vision.
The government has set an April 18 deadline for the filing of income tax returns as it expects to collect billions of pesos in revenues from wage earners to fund government projects. But many of our kababayans are unaware or confused about the process. Let's now have an exchange with Tax Management Association of the Philippines, Fulvio Dawilan. Fulvio, thank you so much for joining us. Briefly, who are required and who are exempted from paying income taxes?
Well, almost everybody, every taxpayer, and anybody who earns income are required to file tax return and pay income tax. There are only few who are exempted from filing and paying tax.
And who are exempted?
These are the minimum wage income earners. Those who are earning less than, or not more than 250,000 pesos in a year. And the other categories are not actually exempted. These compensation income earners whose income or whose tax had already been withheld by their employer, they are no longer required to file tax returns, but doesn't mean that they are exempted. The tax was already paid by their employer on their behalf through the withholding tax.
How would a taxpayer know how much taxes they should pay? And what are the requirements?
Well, every taxpayer is required to compute his income, annualize his income earned for the year, then compute the corresponding taxes there. There is for individuals, there's a table provided for them to base their computation of taxes, which is a graduated rate actually. It ranges from 0% to 35%.
All right.
The rate depends on the amount of net taxable income.
So, Fulvio, we spoke to a freelancer and she has this question for you. Let's listen in.
How should we pay our taxes, especially if we are freelancers that have international clients? And how much or how many percent do we need to consider when paying tax?
So, how does Christina Fulvio address her issue?
Yes, it's not actually a matter of percentage. It depends on the classification of the person in the source of the income. So we have, for individuals, for citizens, we have residents, non-resident. For resident citizens, the income is taxable in the Philippines regardless of the source, meaning whether that income is earned from sources within the Philippines or income earned from outside the Philippines, that should be fully reported here. For non-resident citizens, if that income is earned from abroad, that will not be reported in the Philippines. It's only income that's earned from sources within the Philippines that needs to be reported here. Well, maybe for those income earned from abroad, it's possible that the country from where those income come from subjected those to tax already. Those tax can be credited against the income tax due here in the country. Of course, there are some limitations there. But you can use those taxes as credits here when you pay your taxes.
Fulvio, no, we have quite a number of questions from our viewers on the exchange. Here's a social media content creator, and she has this question for you.
Some brands come to me directly. It's not through an agency. So with that, how do taxes work when it comes to brands that come up to me directly? Like, do I need to pay tax, or it's parang bahala na yung brand when it comes to that?
So Fulvio, in Chili's case, who takes care of the tax?
This is how it works. No? Anybody who earns income in the transaction chain is required to pay tax. So for the social media influencer, if she earns income, then she has to report that her respective income for tax purposes. The endorser, on the other hand, if he also earns income, then he has to report that his respective income for income tax purposes.
We have covered basically individuals who want to be paying their taxes. What about certain organizations or companies exempted from paying taxes or are eligible for tax incentives? Here's a question from a social entrepreneur.
Are there any tax incentives or tax holidays or special tax guidelines for social entrepreneurs like me?
Fulvio, your response to Camille's question.
Thank you for that question. Well, social entrepreneurs also earn income. The only difference with other companies or other taxpayers is that their income is used for social purposes or social causes. But that doesn't exempt them from paying taxes. Well, our tax incentive laws were just modified last year, and to qualify for an incentive, your industry must be one of those included in the Strategic Investment Priorities Plan. Per se, strategic entrepreneurs or entrepreneurship is not there. But, of course, you may belong to other industries, as for example, agriculture or any other kind of industry that may be there. That's the only way you may qualify for incentive. But as social entrepreneur per se, you are not entitled to incentive.
So what are the common mistakes of individuals and businesses in paying their income taxes? And how could this be prevented, Fulvio?
There are lots of mistakes that are normally committed or usually committed. I'll just mention some of them. First is the use of wrong tax return form. For individuals and for corporations, there are different forms actually depending on the nature of your income, whether you are exempt, whether you're earning income that is taxable, or you're earning mixed income that is from taxable and non-taxable sources. Yes, there are three forms actually that are required for individuals. If you are purely compensation income earner, for example, that's BR Form 1700. If you are mixed income earner, that's BR Form 1701. And if you are purely from business, earning business income, that's 1701A. Because of these three different forms, usually individuals are confused on what return to use. That causes the problem or confusion when paying or preparing tax returns.
So Fulvio, where should they be going if they have questions or concerns about filing their income tax returns?
Perhaps for freelancers and for small taxpayers, I would suggest that they hire the services of consultants, outside consultants, for example, accountants.
Thank you so much for this income tax exchange. Tax Management Association of the Philippines, Fulvio Dawilan. And we invite you to join our discussion tonight. Our question, as a taxpayer, where do you want your taxes to go? Send your answers on our social media accounts and I will read them later in the program. Here's now a rundown of this week's top business stories. The World Bank reduced its growth forecast for the Philippines because of the Ukraine war impact. The Asian Development Bank kept its 6% growth for the Philippines, but warns that the impact of the conflict in Eastern Europe could further push consumer prices higher in the coming months. The Commission on Elections exempted the fuel subsidy distribution for PUV drivers from the ban on public spending. Despite this, payouts are still on hold as transport regulators await a formal resolution from the poll body. And the finance chief says the 500 peso monthly cash aid that President Duterte promised to poor households will run for 6 months. And we'll be right back right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. Straight ahead. How many Filipinos were out of work in February? We'll take a look at the numbers next. And learn the do's and don'ts on filing your income tax with a business organization providing accounting advice. The founder of Babylon 2K joins us straight ahead, right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust. Glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. More than 3 million Filipinos were jobless in February despite less restrictions during the period. The figure is higher than the 2.93 million jobless Filipinos in January, even though the national unemployment rate remained at 6.4%. The Labor Department says more than 20 wage hike petitions have been filed with regional wage boards across the country. Pending before the Metro Manila Wage Board are 3 consolidated petitions seeking to increase the base pay by 213 to 250 pesos. The Trade Union Congress of the Philippines refiled its petition for a 1,007 pesos daily minimum wage rate after the Metro Manila Regional Wage Board junked its first request over a technical issue. The minimum wage in the National Capital Region is 537 pesos. Workers have been asking for a salary increase to cover rising prices of goods and services. The inflation rate quickened to 4% in March, mainly driven by higher food and energy costs. How do you make smart choices in filing taxes for yourself or your business? A company gives advice on these money matters, from spotting tax scams to clearing up the filing process. Let's now have an exchange with Babylon 2K founder, Michael Aguirre. Michael, thank you so much for joining us on The Exchange. Why do you think many of our kababayans, including the self-employed and small business owners, are not really paying their taxes?
They are not properly guided, and maybe they are not. They don't have the right connection or knowledge, where to file taxes. And the reason why we have Babylon 2K is to give access, or assistance to our taxpayers all over the Philippines, and not only assistance, also guidance, on how to pay, how to file, how to prepare, how to pay taxes, or where to pay taxes, and what are the tools that they're going to use or utilize in filing their tax returns.
But on the part of the government, Michael, how can the government encourage these freelancers and micro and small entrepreneurs to pay their dues?
There's actually this 8% tax rate, flat rate. And this is very much actually catered, or designed to our freelancers. Why is that? At 8%, especially if your earning is below 3 million pesos annually, there's an 8% flat rate tax. Imagine that. Okay, but I think if there's a better education or better announcement or campaign to these freelancers or self-employed, the government must be having or would be having more collections when it comes to tax payments from this sector.
And I'm sure a lot of our freelancers, media influencers, self-employed are not aware of this 8% tax. The government, you think, is not reaching out enough to this group of taxpayers?
I think we cannot really fault the government. They're probably reaching out when this law started in 2018. There have been already campaign, but probably reaching to this SMI or the social media influencers, YouTubers, other freelancers. I think there is that urge, that they should file. At the moment, I believe government already issued memorandum circulars, regulations to urge them file their taxes and pay taxes, and maybe take advantage of the 8%. But nevertheless, it doesn't really happen. But I think with more campaign, with more promotional on the part of the government, this would improve. Rico.
We spoke to an owner of a self-portrait studio and he has his question for you.
Is it ideal na gumamit ng mga online platform para mas madali, or do you think kaya naman if directly sa BIR?
Many of our individual taxpayers, like we've been talking about, social media influencers, freelancers, don't really have an idea how to audit, file their taxes, or even more, know an accountant or a consultant. Is the online platform a quicker way to do it?
Very much, Rico. The good thing about Babylon 2K, it's very much accessible. It's on demand. No, they can just access our website, no, babylon2k.org, and they can find the accountants in their areas, no, or anywhere online. And the good thing with that is, again, the accountant assigned to them, no, would be the one preparing the reports. They would be attended immediately. But all of the reports, no, it goes back to us, no, for our quality checking before we allow them to file the tax return in the respective districts or regions, or if they are enrolled with the electronic filing system, then they file online and they pay with the respective banks.
And for the last minute income tax filers, what is the minimum number of days to put together all of these documents and file their ITRs online with the accountant of their choice?
It's never too late, Rico. We're like 10 days to go. In fact, 7 days ago, but extended to for 3 more days. So 10 more days to go. There's still time, especially for our freelancers, small business owners, or any taxpayers. There's still time to catch up. Now, if they are not able to file until April 18 at the most, then there's a penalty already. So my advice, again, go to the nearest consultants or accountants or enrolled agents and deal with them so they would be properly guided. And this taxes, would help our government or economy, to perform better.
What are the don'ts in filing income taxes?
Thank you for that. Actually, our tax system, Rico, is what we call the self-assessment tax reporting system. When we say self-assessment, we report taxes based on our interpretation. If we are not properly guided, we could be trapped. We could experience this troubles or errors in filing taxes. Number one is like disallowance of expenses due to non-withholding. Disallowance of expenses due to non-substantiation of expenses. Disallowance of income, omission of income and addition of expense because we don't reconcile them after a certain period, like quarter or month. So normally these are the don'ts that they have to observe before filing their taxes. And my suggestion is to really go to the nearest enrolled agents.
Thank you so much for this tax filing exchange, Babylon 2K founder Michael Aguirre. And now on to our discussion on social media. We asked, as a taxpayer, where do you want your taxes to go? And here are your answers. Ras Suazo says the government must prioritize the upgrading of public health facilities, especially in the rural areas, livelihood for the urban poor, universal health care, and education. Selena Zoe suggests prioritizing the agricultural sector. She says we should stop converting our agricultural lands, invest in farming technologies, and encourage the youth to take agricultural-related career paths. And for Kath Viniegas, she wants the government to pay more attention to environmental management, biodiversity, conservation, and climate actions. We would like to thank all of you, our viewers on The Exchange, for your insights. Keep joining the discussions on CNN Philippines' official social media pages. And straight ahead on The Exchange, where your business is our business. What if you had unclaimed benefits but didn't know it? AIA Philippines Chief Operating Officer Margarita Lopez joins us next for more. Keep it right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust. Glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Could you be losing out on unclaimed benefits? AIA Philippines, formerly AIA Film Life, has recently launched a campaign that encourages the public to check if they have unclaimed benefits that would include policy maturities, reinstatements, claims, redemptions, and even refunds. Joining us now is Chief Operating Officer of AIA Philippines, Margarita Lopez. Thank you so much for joining us, Margarita. So tell us, what are the reasons why benefits are unclaimed?
Oh, there are many reasons to that. There are times, of course, that maybe the agents whom they have trusted before, when they intelligently chose to get their life insurance, have lost contact with them. There's also, of course, the whole idea of now people have more email addresses. They may have moved because they bought this years ago. And even the pandemic, it could have also contributed to that, because a lot of people have uprooted themselves from where they used to stay and put up elsewhere, right? So there are various reasons to that. Sometimes also the beneficiaries don't really know that their parents may have taken care of them, and so they didn't know where to ask. That's why we've done this particular initiative.
So is the concern of unclaimed benefits, Margarita, an industry-wide problem?
Unfortunately, yes, and even global for that matter. It's a common practice because of the time of duration that you from the time that you first bought your policy till you're about to claim your benefits, right? So even Commissioner Funa, our IC director, had already put out an article back in 2019 in the Business Mirror that talked about this. That there are actually billions of dollars all over the world, Philippines included, where there are a lot of unclaimed benefits coming from many different reasons. So it is an industry-wide concern that's actually very real for all of us.
And what efforts is the company undertaking right now to seek these policy holders and beneficiaries out?
Yeah, so we've actually launched this campaign to actually communicate to all of those with unclaimed benefits. We made it reach as many customers as we can, so we made it go on digital and social sites. You see, so we think maybe you know someone, perhaps you knew them before when they used to talk about Film Life. That was our former name before we renamed ourselves to AIA Philippines now. So if you know your parents, your siblings, your friends, your relatives who may have had talked about Film Life, or who may be in a disposition that they planned for their financial security early on, just please go visit the site. We provided a URL. It's very, very easy to do that at bit.ly/AIAPH_check your money. And of course, you can always go to your financial advisors from AIA Philippines to ask them about it, or even call us through our channels like 8258-2000, sorry, in terms of call center, so that we can also address your concerns. But it's very, very easy. You can just go digitally, quickly check with the name of your relative or your friend, and then we'll do the rest to validate it for you.
But if someone finds out that he has an unclaimed benefit, what is the process?
So the process is very easy. Again, if you just go to that bit.ly/AIAPH_check your money, you will just be asked for the name of who you think is possibly the one who got themselves insured, and then we'll do the checking for you. So it's very, very easy. Again, they can just go to the link directly and do that, the quick check, and we'll do the validation, or they can ask their financial advisor about it, or they can just call us at 8528-2000 so we can assist them on the steps.
This is indeed a very valuable service that you're offering, Margarita. How much claims has AIA Philippines paid out in 2021?
Okay, so the unaudited report showed that we paid about 4.2 billion claims in 2021, about 40% higher than in 2020. And about 200 million of that went to critical illness claims, and about 185 or thereabouts millions went to about medical and other health-related claims. And only about 3 to 4 million went to death claims, and on the 20 million, it's really more on the other medical benefits as well. So we actually have paid more and been there for our customers during their time of need back in 2021.
So So can you promote again to our viewers right here on the exchange which social media, which telephone numbers they can get in touch with for their unclaimed benefits?
Yes. So again, dear customers or friends and relatives of our customers, if you think that your friends or your family have actually had an insurance policy with Philam Life, now AIA Philippines, please go and check it out very quickly at https://AIAPH_check your money. Otherwise, you can also check our FB page at AIA Philippines. You can also easily talk to us via chat in AIA via Messenger, Aya, or even Viber. Aya is also available via Viber. Or you can talk to your friendly and reliable financial advisors to ask them about this campaign that we're running right now. Or you can simply call us at 8528-2000, Mondays to Fridays. So we can assist you because we really, really want to make sure that you get these unclaimed benefits and help you lead healthier, longer, better lives.
Thank you so much for this exchange, the Chief Operating Officer of AIA Philippines, Margarita Lopez. And this is the exchange. We make sense of the facts and the figures and the ups and downs of the business cycle because your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Thanks for watching CNN Philippines. News you can trust.